Okay, hello ladies and gentlemen, and good afternoon, good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you are, and a very warm welcome to of the 25th series. It's time for this round, it's time for the which is Silverstone, a circuit which is rather interesting. I think I am not the only driver who will say that it is one of my favorites. I think a lot of drivers will like this track a lot. So we should be seeing some great racing here. And even in Formula 1, in real Formula 1, we had a good race here. And I do expect the same here this weekend. It's definitely a beautiful track, as I have said before. We'll come on to that later though, because we're currently watching the first qualifying session of the A series. Then, as I have mentioned before, a few drivers who are going to start their laps right now, prepare themselves. One of them currently is Mitchie Hoyer, who is in 7th. He is going to try and come up there. And if you notice, we only have 16 drivers at the moment. I think Riera is in. He will have a grid penalty though after the carnage really at Hockenheim 2 weeks ago. Was not great to see that, definitely not, but still it happened. Vic Maragodic is the first one though to set the lap time, so we'll follow him as he comes through the next couple of corners, which are Brooklands and Lovefield. Very technical corners, and especially the exit here for Maragodic was pretty sweet and stable, but in the race, if you destroy your tires, you will definitely notice it and need to be more careful on the power. Cops corner then flat out in 7th, although I think Godek, definitely having a lift there. That's rare, you see that really on low fuel. Probably running a bit lower downforce or something. Maybe the track still needs to rubber up, whatever. It was definitely not flat out. It seems like Godek is maybe running slightly lower downforce at the moment. It could also be the case that the track still needs to rubber up. Could possibly be the case, but definitely Godek not having the best kind of downforce on that car at the moment. His lap time, however, he's going to set the first benchmark, obviously. And that was his out lap. I am very, very sorry about that. That was a very dumb mistake by me. So it is indeed Mitchie Hoyer then. I just came home from work, so I'm a bit tired maybe. Whatever, Hoda sets the benchmark with 130.8, Hoyer then 0.9, Chris de Jong 131.0. First couple of laps are rolling in at the moment, obviously. Pashalis Georgius has been looking rather quick over here. In the practice session we just had before, he topped the time sheet. Haystebeek with a 130.3, so that puts him into first with a 4/10 gap to Francesconi. But with only 16 drivers in there and a few drivers having a penalty, I believe, it may open up some opportunities for other drivers to finish inside that top 10. As Jambolo Bassi, a new name here in the A series, goes first with a 130.2. And now we see then Pashalis Georgius. He does a 130.3, so rather close currently at the front. 4 drivers being separated by about a 10th or so. They head out again. Obviously one name which is missing here as well is Daniel Kiss, the championship leader. It's currently quite an interesting battle for second place in the championship actually. We'll have a look at that today. That for second place is obviously between Rens Klopp and I think it was Ragusa. Yes, Rens Klopp and Ragusa. They were only separated by 12 points, so not a lot at all. Twister has been looking rather dominant obviously in the series, but that is mainly thanks to Daniel Kiss as well. Obviously, with all my respect to Rens Klopp, it is Daniel Kiss who put in some amazing results. Obviously Klopp having a win as well in Canada, for example. But Ragusa at the same time being there as well and performing very well in the BBR car. Skoda tops the time board right now with a 130.0. Interesting thing though, it's a qualifying session, but I think there are 55 minutes remaining in this session, which is not right. Usually these sessions are 10 minutes, so I'm wondering what the race director is going to do. I'll mention it to him right now, but I presume he will cut the session off with 50 minutes to go. So Jambolo Bassi, I said it before, a new name here in this series, and I actually know him quite well. I have been racing against him here and there a little bit. Jambolo Bassi, you may know him from iRacing. I believe he does a lot of iRacing and has a pro license or something like that over there. I don't really play iRacing or anything like that, so I really don't know what it means, but anyway, he is here. And currently doing a job as well, in second place obviously. It's all about the race though. This is the first qualifying session. It all matters, you know, for the top 10 to go through Q2. Doesn't really matter who tops the time board at the moment, the time sheet. It's all about the 10th place and the cutoff point. Talking about the cutoff point, cutoff time at the moment is a 1:31.0 set by Chris de Jong. It's about the second of our leader Marek Godek. There are a couple of guys who also didn't set lap time yet. Obviously Timo Varker, Jarvi, and it looks like my partner and Fabrizio Gobbi and Riera are not on track right now. So it does look like they are here with a penalty after Hockenheim. So the session will go to the next session at 48 and 28 seconds left. 48 minutes, 28 seconds. So indeed, the session is 10 minutes long, and then the drivers still have a chance to complete the lap time. Timo Varker Jarvi though, see what he can do. 13th spot, 25.2, 38.9, decent sector times I believe. See where he can put himself up to, probably into the top 10. If he could do that, would be good for him. Chris de Jong jumps up to 8 with a 1:30.6, good job from him. And Timo Varker Jarvi still is now at 8th place with a 1:30.591. Times are not the closest ever. We have definitely seen closer in Ace, that's for sure. Top 10 is separated by 6/10 at the minute. Obviously still a few minutes left in the session. Martin Hodes now on the cutoff point with a 1:30.6. So we have two people on the 0.6 as well, basically three. Timo Varker Jarvi's 591 also counts as 0.6 for me. So it's rather close there at the cutoff point. In fact, Chris de Jong is now again into 10th place. So it's all still position swapping over there. Martin Hodes though is going to set the lap time soon. Obviously on his outlap at the moment, but he needs to improve, that's for sure. Time he's aiming at is a 1:30.6. He already set a 1:30.6. Hodes wants a little bit of breathing air. He should go for a low 30, something like that. We'll put him up into about 6th spot. And you are pretty sure that you can advance to Q2. But obviously easier said than done around this beautiful Silverstone circuit. I mean, I said it before, it's one of my favorites. I think it is my favorite in fact. And I don't think I am the only one who says it. It's definitely a very classical track. Obviously it has the new layout right now. I think this new layout was introduced in 2010, driving on board with Hodes, who does a 1:30.7 at the moment. Keeps on going though, so probably has fuel for a few more laps. But with Abbey, you know, now as first corner, I think it is Abbey. Yeah, it is Abbey. And coming up to Village, the loop, where Hodes is right now at the moment. And then Aintree, this is called, coming down to the Wellington Straight. Obviously all those names are very famous. Here we go, breaking for Brooklands. Swing it in, hit the apex over there, late apex into Brooklands. And now this is a fantastic corner Hodes is in at the moment, Lovefield. You can see that a lot of drivers will take different lines over here. You can take a V line, you can stick it close to the apex, I think. I think it's just beautiful. Brooklands and Lovefield, two corners which are very technical for a driver. Very interesting to see what kind of lines a driver will pick there at the moment. During this race. At the moment though, that's what I wanted to say, Martin Hodes is still going, coming through Maggots, Baggots and Chapel. Obviously another fantastic couple of corners, combination of corners. Sets a 39.3 I think it was, which is not great I think. Still keeps on going though. Can Hodes improve and get into the top 10 though? That's the question. No 29s at the moment. Bullock Bossy at the moment in first though. With a 0.0, but it's rather close at the front, that has to be said. We should see people dropping into the 29s though on their final lap most likely. Hodes comes across the line and does a 1:30.9, and Hodes I think is done. Hodes parks his car, 12th place. Probably won't be happy with that. Timo Varker Jarvi then. Still that cutoff time with a 0.591. Chris de Jong, what can he do? Starting now his lap. Pressure on Chris de Jong at the moment. Martin Hodes goes out again, but I think his lap time will not count anymore. Unless he's really quick on his outlap, we'll see. It's a bit messed up now and confusing obviously with the qualifying time not being exactly 10 minutes. Chris de Jong though, opening up the DRS here for this straight. Coming down Wellington Straight, let's see what his first sector time will be like. 25.2. which is it's okay. It's not bad at all. Chris de Jong can definitely put himself into to the top 10, but it's this second sector which is most important. Chris de Jong there seems like he picks up a lot of mid-corner understeer actually through left field. Let's have a listen at cops. Listen whether there's a lift or not. Here we go. Yep, slight lift for Chris de Jong. I saw his throttle going slightly down. Probably could have taken it flat out, to be honest, because he still had plenty of headroom in terms of track extension or cutting, as Mitchie Hoyer indeed goes into the 29th, same for Rens Klopp. Chris de Jong, they're slowing the car down for Chapel, then accelerating yet again down Hanger Straight, 38.9. It's about the same as Hodes, has to be said. Chris de Jong did set a green, so personal best first sector time. 38.9 though, he's not gonna make it at the moment. All depends on his final sector though, but Chris de Jong needs to find 1 or 2 tenths here in his final sector. Can he do it though? Maragode currently in first position, but it is all about Chris de Jong who messes up in the final corner. Yeah, Chris de Jong snaps there probably, a bit under pressure. Hodes indeed has made it to the line. He has 4 seconds left, I believe. I don't know whether Hodes did not make it. So that is it. That is the first qualifying session done. Can see everyone who goes into Q2 here, but Alessio Campos, Chris de Jong, who we saw making a mistake, Martin Hodes, they're all knocked out of that Q1 session. Chris de Jong, they're interestingly making a bit of a mistake in the final corner at the exit of Club, I believe. Yes. And just losing the rear end there. Probably a bit too keen with the throttle. He knew, you know, he had to do it over there. Because he lost quite a bit of time in the second sector to Timo Varkejärvi, who was then with that cutoff point of cutoff time of 0.591, I think it was, in 10th place. Anyway, it's time for Q2 then. So as I said, right now the times are going to matter a lot more. Michael Francesconi is the first one to exit the pit lane and is into village right now here. What I love about Silverstone is obviously the track, but also the corner names. I have no idea why, and I don't know whether I am the only one, but for some reason I am able to remember corner names at Silverstone. Obviously I know Pouham, you know, Spa or Rouge, whatever, but Silverstone is one of the not many tracks I think where I think about 90% of the corner names. It's just such a classical track, and as I said, the new layout introduced in 2010. Some will like it, some will not like it. I think I personally prefer the old layout slightly more, but hey, this new layout is also fine by me. You know, the thing is for me, if Lovefield and Brooklyn, Scorps, Maggots, Baggers, Chapel, Stowe, if that is in the Silverstone, I am happy pretty much. So Francesco is on his out lap. As a driver now, you know that the pressure is on. You get only 1 lap to get it right here. Every driver, 1 lap and that's it. Compounds here for this weekend, medium and hard, which is not a surprise around this track. High tire wear with the extremely high speed corners, and we'll see how Francesconi deals with those high speed corners as he is going to start his lap and set the first benchmark of this Q2 session. Exit of Club here, hard on the power. As per Salis Church just left the race, no idea why, maybe at a disconnect. Anyway, Francesconi starting his lap flat out through Abbey here. Fantastic first corner, especially if he goes side by side through there. I'm not sure whether we are going to see that happening though. Flat out through turn 2 as well, then coming down to turn 3, brake hard for turn 4 as well. Again, then hard on the power. This is rather important. The acceleration here is obviously flat out here, even with DRS. As you come out now to Wellington Straight and prepare yourself for Brooklyn. Swing it in there, take a late apex. Francesconi takes a double apex pretty much. Puts him a little bit out of position for Lovefield, but puts him a little bit wide. But then that's the nature of the corner. You can come back to the apex though, but Francesconi went wide. And did he go too wide? Did he extend the track? He keeps on going at the moment, so Francesconi thinks he is safe here. I think so. Flat out for Cops. Definitely a lot of headroom for Cops there. A lot of room left on the left hand side, so Francesconi probably running a bit higher downforce than the rest perhaps. Magus back at Chapel. Let's listen on the exit. Hard on the power. DRS wide open now for Hanger Straight. And prepare yourself once again for Stowe Corner. Swing it in there. Down the gears. Probably down to 5th gear. Maybe even 4th for Francesconi. Here we go. Indeed, fourth gear for Francesconi, hard on the power now, rather stable exit on that car, and indeed Francesconi balanced his lap. So he knew it. He knew he had to stop there. Timo Varkejärvi will be the next to cross the line. Francesconi did have purple sector times though. What's Timo Varkejärvi doing? He's on an outlap. Jembolek Bassi is on the lap, so Jembolek Bassi will be the next one to cross the line. Coming through Chapel over here. Hard on the power for Hanger Straight. Francesconi did a 38.7 middle sector. So look what Jem did over there. Bassi did a 0.7 as well, so rather close these two. Eros Masciuli, a 10th up on Bolek Bassi in the first sector already. Bolek Bassi though still coming around the final couple of corners here. Looking rather stable there on the exit now for Klopp. Hard on the power, flat out here. And for a short run to the line, what's the time going to be? It's a 1:30.0, so not exactly into the 1:29 just yet. Having said that though, Eros Masciuli is also rather quick at the moment. 38.7 I think it was in the middle sector. So he's 1/10 up on Jembolek Bassi at the moment. Ragusa is not on the lap. I think Eros Masciuli is the next one to cross the line. Yeah, it has to be. So here comes Masciuli. It's a 1:30.1. He doesn't make sure that he carries the advantage he had on Bolek Bassi through the final sector. Rather hectic to see that really. He was 2 tenths down on Bolek Bassi in the final sector, which well explains why he couldn't beat him there at the end. Mitch Joy that flew through Kop's corner, needs to go down to sixth gear. A bit of a moment for Hoyer there, almost running off the track as well. No issues though at the moment I think, coming down the gears here through Chapel. Hard on the power again, very stable car, has to be said. It looks rather stable. Timo Varkejärvi did a 0.9, rather off the pace. 8 tenths off the pace to be a bit more precise. Mitch Joy coming through Stoke corner here, down the gears, not to fourth, swing it in, hard on the power. What is Hoyer doing? Purple's middle sector, but only by 300ths. He was also quicker than Bolek Bassi, so is Bolek Bassi's final sector that strong that no one can beat it? Well, Mitch Hoyer will give the answer right now. And it is a strong final sector for Jembolek Bassi. Hoyer goes up to second with a 0.1, so they all cannot beat that final sector, it looks like it. Hastenbeek with a 0.4. Godek then, what is Godek doing? Godek at 10th up at the moment on Bolek Bassi. It has to be going Rutskop with a 0.1. Something weird needs to happen, I think, if Godek will not get pole here, because Ragusa goes into pole at the moment. But watch Godek now, who does a 1:29.998, so he indeed goes into pole position. Marek Godek takes pole position in Q2 with Giuseppe Ragusa, hard name to pronounce, in second, and Jembolek Bassi in third with a great debut at the moment. Looked to be rather strong there. His final sector definitely did help him. Most people were faster than him in the first 2 sectors, but it obviously counts whether you are faster on a complete lap, which most weren't. So that is the qualifying over here. And Godek on pole position, showing again he has great raw speed. The problem has been though the races sometimes for Godek. Maybe a bit unlucky here and there, but also did not always have the consistency. So we move to warm up right now, gives the drivers a bit of time to get used to the fuel load. And as I said, Francesconi a drive-through penalty. He crossed the pit light while it was, or the pit lane rather. The pit line, while the red was still, the light was still red. That's interesting to see. Anyway, warm-up session, 10 minutes, gives the drivers a bit of a feeling for the heavier fuel load coming into the race. It gives me some time to eat something because, as I said, I just came from work and I will eat something. And I'm going to ask Jaakko whether he is going to play the advert, because usually Sam Jones was the cameraman. Today it's Jaakko back though. Jaakko, we missed you. We are also missing Sam Jones at the moment, to be fair, but Jaakko is here, and Jaakko is indeed going to play the Thrustmaster advert while I'm going to eat something, and then we'll be back in a few seconds. So we'll see you soon. Alright everyone, and welcome back to the stream. 7 minutes to go in this warm-up session. And Pashalis Georges indeed confirming he had a very unfortunate disconnect in qualifying, and that is very sad to see. Georges definitely did have the pace. He even set a point 29.3 in the practice rounds. And that's quite interesting. I'll come back later why that is interesting. But Georges definitely was someone who maybe could have challenged for the top spot, you know. But unfortunately, it's sim racing and a disconnect can happen. And unfortunately, it happened that time for Pashalis Georges. But what I wanted to come back on is the fact that I think Paul was barely in the 29s from Godek, while these guys have been setting laps which were 8/10 faster. A lot of drivers are able to set low 29s as a lap, you know. But that lap is usually set on a very rubbered road. At the moment, how it is in FSR is when you join the server, the real road percentage is set to something like 20%. Or 25 or 40, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's definitely not more than 50. And then during the practice and warm-up and qualifying as well, obviously, and the race of course too, the rubber builds up. That's maybe why. That's maybe the answer to your question, which you may have. You know, why at the beginning of the stream, look the dark spots on the road. Why weren't they really there? And now there are suddenly dark spots in a few corners. It's just like a line. Yes, it's indeed a dark line. This represents the rubber and the rear road technology, which is used in rFactor. It carries that name. The rubber the track just rubbers in. The more people drive, obviously, and that's probably the reason why people weren't able to set low 24s, which they were able to do probably easily before. The track is just not as rubbered in, and that definitely gives a disadvantage in terms of grip, and that obviously results in lap time as well. Pashalis Georges, here he is again, first place at the moment, 3/10 up on Godek. Obviously it's warm-up, it's not a race, but it usually says a little bit, you know, it says something, the warm-up. It's not like absolutely pointless in terms of pace, unless someone is running on the hard tire, for example. You know, you often can compare it to the medium tire. And talking about the hard tire, is someone going to start on the hard tire? Is there someone currently driving out on the hards? Yes, there is. I think there's one guy, two actually, Gobby and Francesconi. So Francesconi is the one who obviously abandoned his lap. Partington also on the hard tire. So quite a few drivers actually on the hard tire. 3 drivers out of the 16 drivers present in this series today. Klopp also with a 0.1, 200ths of a second and a half purchase, which is great to see. You know, I actually, well, I think most people will agree from a spectator point of view. Having Rens Klopp now going really quick, or well, really quick, he's the quickest at the moment, obviously. But seeing him quick at the moment is something you want. I think Rens is going to start from 6th place. Didn't have the best qualifying probably. Is he start from 6th place? I think he was. Maybe wrong though. Correct me if I am wrong. I think it was 6th though. He definitely didn't start it to the top 3, I believe. Nope, definitely not. So it'll be interesting to see what Rens Klopp can do at the moment. He has good race pace, you know, he's known for strong race pace, being consistent, looking after the tires, those kind of things. Maybe not having the exceptional raw pace Godek has, but Rens Klopp definitely able to carry a win home, you know, in a race, and have a very controlled race. That's the right word. That's the word I was looking for. It's good to see him quick, starting from 6th place. I say bring it on, you know, gives a few good overtakes. It's possible, by the way, around this track. It's not like it's completely impossible. In Hockenheim, we didn't see that many overtakes. There was only one DRS zone over there. We have 2 DRS zones here for this weekend. One down Wellington Straight and one down Hanger Straight. I believe it's the same case for the real Formula 1, so no confusion there for the spectators. 2.5 minutes left in the session, by the way. Then we will move on. It's quite hard probably to overtake when someone is on the exact same conditions. So exact tire wear, you know, the same tire compound. But if someone is on a hard tire, you could go for a different strategy. I think it's possible to overtake here. It's a bit easier than in Hockenheim. But hey, maybe this race will prove me wrong. We'll have a look at that. I think there are 42 laps for this race as well. So 42 laps of racing around this fantastic track. I'm going to mention it one more time because what a track it is. It's great to drive here. I've heard it as well from all the drivers. It's just a very good combination, Silverstone and the FSR car for this year. Oh, one spins. Mike Partington spins on those hard tires. Entry of turn 16, which is fail. Spun on the entry there. Not looking good for Partington though. Spinning on the corner entry. Maybe touched the curb a bit as well. Could have influenced the car's balance, and thanks to the dynamics, and spun. Fabrizio Gobbi just left. He will rejoin soon though, as to reboot rFactor. I hope he's on time. So we're going to start within 1 minute and 20 seconds. Something like that. So what can Jaakko Balsi do, the new name? Currently in 10th place with a 37.5, so definitely not showing all he has got at the moment. It will be interesting for him as well. Obviously it's quite easy in my opinion, obviously with all my respect to every driver of course, but it's quite easy to have that raw pace in this game. It's not hard to be quick over a lap in my opinion if you put a lot of practice and effort into it. It's the kind of controlling attitude you need to have in the races, which is most hard. Sometimes you may want to push, but at the same time you need to use your brain and your head and your mind, and think that it maybe isn't smart to do that. Maybe save a bit of tires, have the consistency in the race. That is so important. You can set up your car for qualifying and be quick there, but remember that there are 42 laps to go in the race, and those 42 laps are, well, I think everyone agrees, important than 1 minute and 30 seconds for a qualifying lap. Obviously it determines your grid position. It's not great to start from the back, but still, the race is where the points are given, obviously. Fabrizio, we made it in time. He joined the server again, so it's great to see. Should be skipping to the next session very, very soon though. Then we will race. Reds Klopp still in first place with a 134.1. George as well with a 0.1 in this warm-up session. Doesn't say anything yet, but it says something as well, because those guys will have good pace probably as well in the race. But it's all about tire management too, as I have explained before. So we should be moving to the 40 lap race here around Silverstone. It's round 8 of the Formula SimRacing 2015 A Series, sponsored by Thrustmaster. And it's Mikkonen who's going to start on pole position, the Go Speed car, being followed by Ragusa. And Rans Klopp won't be happy with it. I said it before, those two are quite close in the championship. And it seems like Ragusa has stepped his game up quite a bit. Well, pretty much after every race in this season, he seems to get better and better, and it results him into starting on the front row here for this race with his rival Rans Klopp all the way down in 6th place. So there we go, start of the formation lap. Also interesting to see, obviously, Jaakko Balsi driving for Origin front row racing in that race. Very good to see. Very strong qualifying for him. Definitely showing a good impression, but I know what he can do. He's a strong driver, but at the same time he should keep his head cool for the race, because 42 laps, that is quite a bit, especially when it's your first race. You do need to know what you're doing. Have a look at tires, what are other people doing. It's quite hectic a first race like this. Some things are just unfamiliar for you, maybe if you have never driven in a rFactor league or anything like that. But I think Balsi has a lot of experience with racing in general, and also a bit with rFactor too, so it shouldn't be an issue for him. Mitchy Hoyden in 4th. Will be interesting to see what he can do in the ACR car today. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to him, because it's quite a big name. Maybe he has disappointed, a question mark slightly here and there. I'm looking forward to see what he can do. I think he could be a decisive factor coming later in the race, perhaps for a podium spot. Same for Eros Mashuli, obviously, a rather quick driver, starting from 5th, Klopp in 6th, we talked about him before. Hayes Bacon in 7th, Timo Varga-Jarvi in 8th, Francesconi in 9th, Churches in 10th, Campos in 11th, Christian in 12th, Odes 13th, Gobi and Riera. Also Partington will be starting from that pit lane then, as we have explained before. Marek Godek though, coming around the final couple of corners, coming through Vale. Also coming through Club right now. He's going to do any kind of burnouts before he reaches his grid slot. Yes, there we go. Godek holding up the pressure a little bit right now and finds his grid slot to park it in there. And he is in 3rd place. That is not your grid slot, Marek. That is your grid slot. Interesting to see Marek Godek parking in the spot of Bolobasi. Anyway, 16 drivers here. The carnage won't be down in turn 1, I believe. If there is carnage, it will be down in turn 3. We are all looking at it and waiting for them to go on, and then this race is a fact. And right now lights are coming on and they are out right now, and we're racing. Marek Godek with a good start, I believe. Definitely a good start. No position changes at the moment at the top 3, I believe. Indeed, no changes there. All good so far, I believe. Bit of smoke in the background and a few cars, I think, going slowly, maybe going off there as well. But definitely not a huge crash at the moment so far. Drivers now coming through the first couple of corners again. A contact made in the back though. That's a twisted around. Has to be Klopp. Has to be Klopp, I think. It is Rens Klopp. Klopp had a rather good start. I think it was up to P4 or something. It got spun round or something like that. Maybe we can show it later in the replay. For now though, it is still going back, leading from Rusa, from Jambo Lobasi with a good start then on his debut. Hoyer 4th, so no position changes there. Also no position changes in the top 5 at all. With Mashuli also, Sonny a good start in 6th place, Hayes Bacon still in 7th, Georges in 8th, what a good start from him. Oh, there's 9th, Cap 10th, and obviously the big loser then is unfortunately Rens Klopp. He has to fight back again. Yarvi not with a great start. And now a few drivers going side by side into the Magus Beckett's Chapel complex. Side by side go Georges and Hodes. Rather good to see that great behavior from both of them, leaving room for each other. Hodes will come back at Georges in the slipstream, goes around the outside here for Stowe. No overtaking opportunities or maneuvers into Stowe at the front. But Hodes tries to go around the outside of Stowe corner. Hard to do that though because of the nature of the corner, and he indeed cannot do that. Rens Klopp past Timo Varga-Jarvi, and so that's the first lap completed. Godek still leads the pack. No major carnage or anything like that. Rens Klopp got spun around, I believe though. Don't know whether it is his fault for turning into someone. I didn't have a clear view, and it's not up to me to judge it anyway. Rens Klopp at the moment though behind Christian, putting some pressure on him, that's for sure. Rens Klopp won't be happy with what happened though. That's for sure as well. See what Godek can do. Gap to Ragusa is about a second. Obviously important for Godek to pull away. Try to make that gap over a second, so Ragusa won't have DRS on him anymore. So all nicely in the line at the moment here, coming into Rooglands. Rens Klopp having a slight look on Chris de Jong. Nothing seriously happening there though at the moment. DRS obviously not enabled. It will come soon. Not yet though. Indeed, Godek creating that little gap to the Ragusa. A few tenths every sector, I believe. 1.1 second is the gap at the moment. Cops corner for Rens Klopp. Definitely not flat out. First of all, heavy fuel, but second, obviously as well, dirty air from Chris de Jong in front of him. What a beautiful couple of corners this is. Magus Chapel. Rens Klopp taking a good line there, getting hard on the power. And he should have Chris de Jong here if he plays it smart. Chris de Jong goes defender for Stoke corner. Rens Klopp has to go around the outside, inside. He goes around the outside. Chris de Jong has got the inside covered. Klopp going for the outside. Can't do it though. Cut back though, but no. It's not the nature of the corner. Chris de Jong has to go defensive as well though for Club. Sorry, Phil. And Phil is being followed up by Club. Klopp on the he tries it. He definitely tries it, but Chris de Jong is not a soft cookie to crack at the moment. Good defending from Chris de Jong. Also bear in mind the harder tire. So Chris de Jong doing a good job at the moment with keeping Rens Klopp behind, who goes for another look on the inside. But Chris de Jong has got him at the moment. Nothing Rens can do. Maybe here. DRS enabled this lap or not? DRS enabled indeed. Rens Klopp has DRS on Chris de Jong. I don't think Chris de Jong has DRS. No, he hasn't. Rens Klopp on the inside has a look. Again, Chris de Jong knows it though. Good stuff then. Ragusa, as mentioned by our cameraman Jaakko, Mikkonen, is within DRS range of Mario Godek as well. It's not a lot, but it is within DRS range, and so Godek is not able to break that DRS from Ragusa at the moment. Will come maybe later though. Obviously it's important to cover these tires as well. Medium tires will probably go maximum 15-14 laps maybe. But we have to see how that pans out for this race obviously. Let's go though, again trying. Can't do it here, you're too far back down Hanger Straight. The dirty air currently compromising Rens Klopp, I think. And so he needs to wait for a mistake perhaps from De Jong. Godek again coming around the club. Hard on the power here. Ragusa still within the DRS range. Just about though. It's rather close between those two at the moment. Bullock keeping in third. Not really feeling the pressure from Boy at the moment. 7 taps back. Last time around, no surprises there. Obviously leading with clean air. And Rens Klopp going for another move on Chris de Jong. Rens Klopp will swing it in more into turn 4. He will straighten his car up for the exit. And Chris de Jong, what are you showing us? He is not a soft cookie to crack at the moment. Holy shit, Chris de Jong again going defensive for Brookland. Rens Klopp weaving about, but Chris de Jong doesn't snap, does he here though? Klopp having the outside line, he's going to try, he is going to try, he doesn't go for the cutback. Now Chris de Jong is there and Rens Klopp can't go for the cutback anymore. He's rather close again though, coming down to Klopp's corner, but is he close enough? It doesn't look like it. No, too far back. Chris de Jong having quite low downforce as well, I believe. It's helping him definitely at the moment. It's not helping Rens Klopp at the moment, don't get me wrong. It's definitely not helping him, but it's nice to see a battle like that with Chris de Jong really playing it smart. He saw that Rens Klopp had a different line into turn 4. He probably would have had the better exit, but Chris de Jong was there to you know, let him fall in his shoulders, and Rens Klopp couldn't do anything about that. Can't get on the throttle because Chris is there. 1 second though, again between Ragusa and Godek, 1.1 seconds now. Bullock Bossy 3 seconds behind that. Look how he is on his tires. That's also really important around this track. Front left here gets the heavy load, obviously, around most corners. A lot of force on the front left through all those high-speed right-hand corners. But the rear, you know, the traction also becomes. Oh, did someone spin? No, just a bit of oversteer, I think. The rear could also become a problem here in terms of traction. When the tires are wearing, you know, the exit of Vale, so club, is also rather hard. Hasteback having a look. Too far back though. Chris de Jong defending the inside again for Brookland. Rens Klopp has to go around the outside and they make a bit of contact. And Chris de Jong forcing Rens Klopp off the track. Timo Varkejärvi, can he capitalize? No, he cannot. Mike Partington though tries to capitalize, but touches Timo Varkejärvi, and that is a messed up collision. But at the same time, you see it happening so much in that corner. Chris de Jong though, again in front of Rens Klopp, but this is definitely heating up between those two. Klopp getting obviously more impatient, you know, tries to do everything he can, but can't pass him at the moment, tries to go for an outside pass there. Chris de Jong obviously braking rather late into that corner as well. And then Partington tries to capitalize, pins Varkejärvi round though. It's just the nature of the corner really. There, as I said it before, the drivers taking different lines into that corner. Someone will take a V line, which means go deep into the corner, then come back to the apex, which is exactly what Timo Varkejärvi did. Others like to keep it more tight, which is exactly what Partington did. And then at one certain point, you will fight each other as those lines are coming together. Exactly what happened there. Unfortunately for Timo, he was spun around there. I think something similar happened to Rens Klopp in the opening lap as well. Chris de Jong outbraking himself though, and now is the time for Rens Klopp to capitalize. Goes around the outside here, obviously he's gonna have him here. DRS will be open for Rens Klopp too. Chris de Jong tries it though. Chris de Jong again fighting for it, and they go making contact. Klopp being forced off the track. Klopp won't be happy at all, I think, with this. Klopp will not be happy at all. And now it's hard to keep your composure, of course, as Rens Klopp. He had the chance over there to do it with Chris de Jong outbraking himself into turn 3. What a battle this is as a spectator. It's obviously great to see. But you've got to feel for Rens as well, obviously on that medium tire, just being heavily compromised here. It's a nice battle as well for 6th place. With Francesconi, Heesterbeek, Geurtjes and Hodes. Also Campus in there. So those guys are rather close, the whole race pretty much. Godek pulling away from Ragusa a bit, 1.5 seconds as Rens Klop goes for the inside and Chris de Jong again at the inside. Oh, Chrissy, this is it. Rens Klop overtakes though, going off the track. I think he will keep the position though. Chris de Jong trying to take him back with a very late braking maneuver for Phil. And in the end has to pay for it because Partington passes it. But there might have been a bit of frustration from Chris de Jong as well, because Rens Klop passed him off the track. To be fair, they both went off the circuit. It's not up to me to judge. But probably that move from de Jong was a consequence of Rens Klop going right on the exit of Stowe corner. Nonetheless, Klop is passed. Thing is as well, how much tire wear did it cost him? It's also a good question. The battle we focus on now though is for P6, I believe, with Francesconi still in there. Boyer also still a second behind Bologna, so that is definitely not heating up. Heesterbeek seeming to have good pace though in the race at the moment. But similar to Rens Klop, can't pass Francesconi at the moment in the dirty air. Ragusa slowly dropping off a bit now. Was 3/10 in the middle sector to Godek. Godek also looking after his tires then. Well, he's indicating that. Not sure if it's the case, whether he has better tire wear, but coming towards the end of the stint here, well, middle or halfway through the stint pretty much. And he is getting a lot of time on Ragusa at the moment. He got 3/10 in the previous lap. And another 3/10 in this lap. De Jong into the pit lane on the hard compound. Interesting to see that. Not able to go long then on those hard compounds, did Chris de Jong. And he switches to medium this time. So Chris de Jong probably going for some kind of undercut as well. Maybe. Will he end up in front or behind Gobby though? It's going to be crucial for Chris de Jong to end up in front. But he doesn't do so at the moment. Gobby on the medium tire. So have a look what these guys can do. Chris de Jong obviously having the advantage on those fresh tire. We'll have a look at that. For now though, that battle should heat up in a few laps time maybe. It's still the battle for 6, which is rather amazing at the moment. Remember that Francesconi is on those hard tires. Definitely losing time. And someone who's also losing time is Heesterbeek. The whole time in Kop's corner. Loses a few tenths here. Even has to go defensive for Geurtjes who's behind him. And Heesterbeek maybe should slow down a little bit more for Kop's corner. Maybe should be a little bit further back. Because he loses the whole time a few tenths there too. Heesterbeek coming through Ville, coming through Club now. Few tenths behind Francesconi. Every time he falls back in Kop's corner, he catches up again, which indicates he has good pace. Better than Francesconi perhaps. But that's it, you know. In the meantime, Rens Klop is also obviously closing down on this battle. So it's great to see this battle for 6th place. It's all because someone was running on a different strategy. Francesconi running on that hard tire. It's holding up everyone behind him. But hey, do we care? No, because Bologna went off. Is Bologna in the wall? Bologna with a disconnect. Did Bologna disconnect? That's the question. I think someone went side by side coming on the main straight as well. Or am I again? I think I am blind. It was an Origin car. It was Bologna with a disconnect, I think it was. Bologna got the race. No, he is there. Hey, that's interesting. Okay, Bologna is still driving. And actually fell into the clutches, or Ragusa fell into the clutches of Bologna. So this will be an interesting battle. Bologna showing he has good tire management as well at the moment. Ragusa dropping off though. The gap between Godek and Ragusa is 3.4 seconds in only 3 laps time or something like that, I think it was. Godek at the moment, 7/10 a lap. That is coming out of nowhere pretty much, and I don't think it's down to Godek, it's down to Ragusa's tires going off, and Ragusa pits, has to respond. Godek Bassi stays out though, that is already after 8 laps, which is rather early. And now it's going to be interesting to see whether someone out of that top 3 is going to respond to this, especially obviously Godek Bassi and Godek. Which is interesting to see what they do. Jaakko, do you know maybe whether I was the only one who didn't see Godek Bassi for a short amount of time there? Because I'm sure he was gone on my screen, like a disconnect or something, and then he popped up. Okay, yeah, he disappeared for a moment, so it definitely wasn't me. Let's hope that Godek Bassi's internet can keep it together. He has a rather high ping as well, 112. Most people are at about 30-40. Not good to see for Godek Bassi, obviously. A little bit of lag fault there, that's for sure. Hoyer and Masciuli though, again opening up as well this battle. Masciuli, someone who has good tyre management for this race. Lapping quite well. Someone who's also lapping quite well is Godek. Definitely strong at the moment. 4.2 is the gap to Godek Bassi. We'll keep an eye out on that, because Godek Bassi is now in clean air. So now he's got a chance to show what he has really got. And he gained a 10 from Godek in the middle sector. But these guys might be responding soon to Ragusa, obviously. Ragusa is in traffic though. It's not great. Ragusa definitely in traffic behind Partington. It's gonna be held up a lot. Mitchie Hoyer. There are a lot of drivers in the pit lane right now. This is definitely pit window. Mitchie Hoyer exits the pit lane. Partington is in there. Ace is in there. Klopp is in there. Campus is in there. Well, interesting to see Klopp going 9 laps with medium tires. Well, they were definitely a bit more shattered than the rest of the field because of that heavy battle with Chris de Jong. Chris de Jong is in fact right behind Rens Klopp. Chris de Jong maybe has tried to come out ahead of Klopp. Didn't happen though with the undercut. And Klopp on the hard tire though. So Klopp going for from strategy. Anyone else who went on to the hard tire? Hoyer didn't. Vieira is on the hard. Timo Vargiavi medium. Interesting battle here with Timo Vargiavi by the way. And Klopp also hard then. Godek is probably going to stay out. His pit light is not on. But Godek Bassi will pit. His pit light is on at the moment. Vargiavi though going side by side into Kop's corner almost. With with Heesterbeek. And I think Timo Vargiavi's tires are absolutely shattered obviously compared to the guys who are around him at the moment. Martin Hood is also trying to get a piece of the action. Great move from Heesterbeek though, around the outside pretty much of Kop's corner. It demands a lot of bravery obviously. Vargiavi having DRS on Heesterbeek, so that will neutralize the effect Hodes has. Hodes has got the slipstream though and goes for an inside move. But be careful because Timo Vargiavi is going to pit. And Timo Vargiavi does this incredibly clever. Okay, good place to judge on pit entry, but no, rather than have near crash. And the nature of the corner doesn't allow to be side by side with someone when you are on the outside of Stowe and need to turn into the pit lane, as Godek Bassi is in the pit lane. You need to turn into the pit lane, but when you're alongside someone and you're on the outside of Stowe, someone's on the inside, you can't turn in. You're gonna have to slow down and brake. Exactly what Timo did there. Great insight from Timo to know that. What did Godek Bassi do on the medium? Well, which medium then? Godek coming through Kop's corner. Still doesn't have his pit light on, interestingly enough. Maybe we'll switch it on down the Hanger Straight. But Godek also seeming to have good tire wear. But is he staying out too long? And Georgius may have had issues in the pit lane, I think. Godek is in the pit lane as well. So he did come in. Seems all safe and sound. Goes on to the medium tire. It's indeed safe and sound. Where is it going to end up? This is going to be close perhaps. With Michael Francesconi down the main straight at the moment. Here we go. Godek on the pit exit. He will make it. This is beautifully planned from Godek. Watch the gap he has to Michael Francesconi when he rejoins just in front of him. And crucial, most importantly for Godek at the moment here. Because Francesconi on the hard tire, but his rivals Ragusa and Bolobassi are all behind Francesconi, while he is cleaner on those medium tires. Ragusa, by the way, went on those hard tires, so he's also on the hard. Bolobassi on the medium, and this could cost Bolobassi. If he is not able to pass Ragusa sooner or later, he will not maximize the medium stint, because Ragusa ahead of him is on the hard tire. He is on the medium. In order to maximize it, he needs to run in clean air. But there are two guys in front of him on that harder compound. Masciuli still leading though. Turning into Stowe corner. He is going to the pit lane this lap though. Rather long strength from Masciuli. Are there drivers then also on a different stop strategy? Possibly. Seems like most people will do a free stop. Well, is there someone on the 4 stop? Well, if you pit in lap 8, that's rather early. Well, we'll have a look at that. It'll be interesting to see how that pans as well. Masciuli in the pit lane though. All safe and sound. Remember when Masciuli was well, a few tenths off Hoyer, but stayed out a bit longer while those guys were on fresh tires, and look at the gap he's got at the moment. Obviously, don't get me wrong, he's got the fresh tires right now. He's on the hard tire, but well, that's amazing to see. As we have a huge battle here for P3 at the moment with Francesconi and Bolobassi, who goes on the inside of Francesconi and makes that move stick. What an interesting move from Bolobassi, and what a crucial move as well for him. Where I said last lap he had to pass one of those guys to make his medium stint last, or have a higher chance at that. He did so over here, and Hoyer and Francesconi are going to go side by side into Gom's corner. Who has the biggest balls here? They go side by side in there. They all have balls, you know, they don't want to lift off. This, I think, Hoyer in the end will push the string. And what a great battle though, but I think Francesconi dropping from 3rd to 6th, sorry, to 5th in the space of a couple of corners. So Ragusa behind now on those hard tires. Bolobassi following him. Something definitely happened with Francesconi. Made a mistake probably, or maybe, on the exit of turn 4. Compromised his entry speed, or straight line speed I should say, for Wellington Straight. And that got passed there by both Bolobassi and Ragusa. And Bolobassi is all over Ragusa already. Having a look for turn 1. Can't do it over there though. Now picks up the dirty air. Stays on track though. Good for him. But Ragusa not having the grip he wants obviously at the moment on those hard tires. Now Bolobassi will have to play it smart. On the power here. He's rather close to Ragusa. This should be the move done, to be honest, for Bolobassi. He is so close already. As the DRS wide open, Ragusa does bother to go defensive. He will have the outside line for this corner, inside line for next corner though. I think the move is done. It is not done. No, and now you have to be careful. Obviously here, I said it before, with the nature of this corner. If Ragusa takes the V line and Bolobassi likes to stick to the inside, they could have collided. Luckily that didn't happen though, but Bolobassi putting a lot of pressure at the moment on Ragusa. But Ragusa doesn't crack at the moment, and look who's behind that. Hoyer also having a look here. Don't count Hoyer out, but Ragusa at the moment is 1.8 seconds slower a lap right now than Godek, which is a big difference. So it's not weird to see Bolobassi that close behind Ragusa. Couldn't swing it around the outside though for Luffield, or sorry, for Brooklands. That's indeed very hard to do. If you do manage to do that, well, you will have the inside line for Luffield. If you have the inside line for Luffield there, it will be a bit easier. And Campos spins, Christian DNF, and Gobi is off as well. But Campos wins, according to our cameraman. What happened there? Going 3 wide into Magus Beckett's Chapel. Chris de Jong having contact with Campus. Campus spins. Gobby has to go and make an avoiding maneuver as well. And loses the car while doing so. Major contact there. Indeed a replay of Campus. You can see it here coming into side by side with with Partington. Chris de Jong tries to go on the inside there. It is hard, you know. It's such high-speed corners, so hard to judge that. And again, both Bolobassi and Ragusa battling. Bolobassi on the outside for Brooklands. This battle is not going to stop. Sorry, Lovefield, this is who's for the undercut, and he will have a chance now. Bolobassi, no. I thought he was a bit closer. But Ragusa putting the power down nicely there. What a great battle we are seeing here, though. Bolobassi on the inside, he will have him here, surely. No! Ragusa, what are you doing? What a fantastic move from Ragusa. Able to keep it on the outside there of Cops. On the harder compound. Wow, hats off to Ragusa. Seriously. I have a lot of respect for that. He's at the moment 1.6 seconds slower than Godek. But is somehow able to keep that Origin car behind him. And also Hoyer, don't forget about Hoyer. Obviously Hoyer is less likely to pass Ragusa, because well, Bolobassi is there. But what a move from Ragusa. Amazing. I thought Bolobassi had him there, I honestly thought it. But at the same time, you know, side by side through Cop's corner, you do need a lot of bravery for that. And when you are the car on the inside, it's hard to, or sorry, it's easy rather to run out too wide when there's a car, you know, in that spot. Ragusa again not really putting the power down nicely, not able to line his car up as Bolobassi again goes for it. Has to go around the outside again as Ragusa defends the inside. And Ragusa again has him, I think. Yeah, he again has him. Holy shit, Ragusa. This is fantastic driving. It doesn't help him, you know, it helps Godek at the moment, because Godek is pulling away massively. A 9.2 difference between these two. But this is a fantastic three-way battle. In the background, this is all helping Masciuli as well. This is amazing to see because it also has strategic components in this fight. Masciuli a little bit back. Remember the gap before, when he exited pits, I even mentioned it, you know, it was so big. But on those fresh tires, it are hard tires, but he has the pace at the moment. And is closing down, you can see him there in the background. Coming closer and closer every single lap. 10.3 seconds now, the gap needs to go for Ragusa. So playing out very well for Godek obviously at the moment. Has a big buffer now. Play with it. And it's just for Jaakko, but all cars disappeared there for me for a little moment. They are back right now though. Server may be having a few issues there. Might also be my internet, no idea. Bolobassi again though, trying to challenge Ragusa. Surely he has him this time. You think it every single lap. Surely he has him this time. He's definitely close, you know, that's not the issue. Opens up the DRS over here then, has the advantage. Ragusa goes defensive. Bolobassi still has to go around the outside. They make a bit of contact. Corner entry and Ragusa spins! Ragusa spins off! Bolobassi keeps on going obviously. Need to have a look at that in the replay. From Ragusa's point of view, Bolobassi though, up into P2. There was already a bit of contact on corner entry. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think it's Ragusa's fault to be honest. Bolobassi obviously as a driver, you try to squeeze it on the driver as much as you can. I don't think Bolobassi squeezed him too much there. Obviously there was not a lot of room on the inside, don't get me wrong. But Ragusa maybe going a bit too deep into there, I am not sure. It's not up to me to judge it. It's also, again, it's the nature of all these corners. Bolobassi will be happy though. Second place, 11.5 seconds behind Godek. So now we'll have a look at that gap as well. What is the pace like from Bolobassi? Can he keep up with Godek? 11.5 seconds, 12.8 to Hoyer, it's now 13.1. So Bolobassi undoubtedly will be pushing right now. Is he also able to to make a gap to Hoyer also is interesting. Yep, and Ragusa is straight away to the pit lane. Comes out on the medium tire, so he's got another stop to go. And Klopp and Hodes also battling. Down one into straight here. Hodes going defensive for... Oh, Hodes! Are you allowed to do that? I think it's just about fine. Obviously, as a defending driver, you're allowed to make one move, but as soon as Hodes went defensive, maybe realized Rens wasn't close enough and went back to the line. It's not up to me yet again to judge it. Let's stop putting pressure though on. That was Marshuli close to Hoyer too. In the pace at the moment to stick Polo Bassi, I believe. So Polo Bassi will certainly be happy right now because Marshuli will also run on the medium tire one more time because he runs on the hard tire at the moment. So Marshuli might be a threat to Polo Bassi coming later this stage. And if Polo Bassi is, or sorry, Marshuli is able to pass Hoyer somehow, yeah. You can guess what I'm going to say. Polo Bassi won't be as happy as he is at the moment. Ace to make pit entry. Ace to coming into the pit lane, lap 19 of the race. Klopp still behind Hodes. 12.1 seconds now. The gap between Godek and Polo Bassi. Godek last lap. 6 tenths quicker. 5-6 tenths. That's a lot. A lot of time. Godek is doing an awesome job here at the moment. Let's have a look. Klopp and Hodes. Klopp too far back. Yep, definitely too far back. Way too far back. So going to be a little bit of a train right now, I'm afraid. These guys are running similar kind of strategies. Even Red Slop is on the hard tires, so it puts him even in a more disadvantaged position. You know what I mean? It's going to be hard for Red Slop to pass this guy, definitely. Here we go. Klopp having a better line through Chapel. Better on the power here, carrying more speed down Hanger Straight, but again the gap seems too much. Yep, it is too much. Hodes maybe having good top speed as well, could be the case. While Godek still setting the purple lap of the race here, so fast lap of the race on those medium tires, which are starting to wear out a bit. Godek looking rather controlled at the moment. 32.4. 33.2, 8 tenths quicker over the course of that last lap than Polo Bassi, which is very, very good to see for Godek, obviously. It's not great to see if your name is Polo Bassi, but currently is second place, obviously. It's a good debut if he's able to keep up like this, but we're not yet halfway through the race. Hoyer 3 tenths slower, by the way. Marshuli still trying to put some pressure on Hoyer. And this time there is a battle again. Hastelbeek and Ragusa. Ragusa on those fresh tires goes on the outside easily. Hastelbeek leaving a lot of room for it there. He knows it on those older hard tires. Hastelbeek knows it. Can Marshuli do anything though? Marshuli is on the hard compound, which makes it rather hard. A bit of smoke coming from Polo Bassi's car. Tires won't be happy with that most likely. Yeah, I think Marshuli is too far back. Yep, he is too far back on Hoyer. So Hoyer still ahead of Marshuli and Hodes ahead of Rens Klopp. And Mike Partington joins this battle, by the way, for P5 at the moment. Halfway through the race. One retirement, so his name, Chris de Jong, spun on the entry of Maggots while colliding with another car. And that was his day done. Robbie also not having a good day. 15 at the moment, 54 seconds behind the leader, but has had some issues here and there. Marshuli this time rather close behind Hoyer. Hoyer struggling to put the power down. You saw him swerving there. Is Marshuli close enough though? His DRS will be wide open. Hoyer goes defensive for Laffield. Brooklands. I keep messing it up. First is Brooklands, then is Lovefield. Here we are, Lovefield. I should be taking a different line. Can't do anything though. He was close on the exit there, but we're having good straight line speed. It looks like it's helping here, definitely. And indeed, Mike Partington has joined the party for P5. And pay attention to Francesconi as well. 8th place at the moment. But catching up to that battle for P5. And Klopp not able to do anything at the moment. Seems like Dirty Air does pay the drivers their toll. It's not easy to pass here at the moment. Unless someone is on a different strategy, has more, worn tires like we saw with Ragusa and Easterbeek 2 laps ago. But with equal conditions, it does look quite hard. Klopp having it. Don't be afraid. Otis will not make a mistake there. He's just, letting him know that he is there. But Rens Klopp will be released in clean air at the moment. As Martin Hodes comes into the pit lane and will change his tires. Will it be for the last time though? If it is, he needs to go to the hard right now. 20 laps on the hards. It seems like that's the case. How is 60 laps on the hards then? Godek leading. No surprises there. Again being rather quick. 6/10 a lap he is gaining on Jem Bologbalsi. Who's doing a great job at the moment. Hoyer again 3/10 slower than Jem Bologbalsi. So those kind of gaps between the drivers per lap are very consistent. Hoyer is usually 3/10 down on Bologbalsi. Bologbalsi is 6/10 down on Godek. Remember as well that Godek pitted a bit later. So he has fresh tires, definitely helping him. That's definitely an explanation from where that 6/10 lap comes from. But Godek just needs to play it smart right now, needs to have one of those controlled races here. Because let's be honest, something weird needs to happen if Godek doesn't take home that victory. So just about as this battle for P5, Hodes was starting to heat up, is now starting to ease off a little bit with Klopp in clean air on the hard tires. He has got Partington behind and Francesconi as well, but yeah, I don't see Rens Klopp forming a massive train like Hodes did here. Although we may see Rens Klopp in lane in the next couple of weeks. When did Rens Klopp pit? Pit last time on lap 11? Does look like it. No, a few laps to go there for Klopp actually. We'll be doing one more stint on the medium tire, so let's say he's going to do, well, maximum of 12 laps on the medium tire. Still means he needs to complete 7 laps, that's well. And Masciuli still behind Hoyer. Hoyer not braking, not making a mistake or anything like that. Masciuli can't do anything. He will be frustrated though, because he can see when he looks at the horizon, he can see this origin car from Bologbalsi, pulling away more and more every lap. And that is, his target most likely when he's going to pit again for the medium tire. All the guys around him still need to do a still hard. One of them is Bologbalsi then obviously. When is Bologbalsi going to pit? That's the question. Someone who's going to pit is Marek Godek coming to the pit lane here. Don't miss your grid box, Godek. He doesn't. Switches to the hard tire. So final stint for Godek most likely, while Bologbalsi stays out. So the lead of the race will most likely go to Jem Bologbalsi as he enters lap 25. Godek rejoining the track. Well, right in that buffer. Interesting. In front of Hoyer, behind Jem. But Godek almost with a pit stop advantage. Bologbalsi not having his pit light on yet, but I doubt it will take long before that pit light gets switched on. He may be waiting as well for Hoyer to go in first, then respond. So he has fresher tires as well for the next stint. Of course, Hoyer will get the undercut and he will be a little bit closer. but the gap is enough. He's got enough of a buffer. The gap between Bologbashi and Hoyer at the moment is 3.5 seconds. You know, no way Hoyer will make up 3.5 seconds. That's not because I don't have trust in Hoyer's driving skills. It's just, you know, it's just a fact. Just being realistic that 3.5 seconds is too much. 3.9 now even is too much to make up in one lap with an undercut. So see what Bologbashi does. He is going to pit though, because his pit light is on. No, he decides to stay out. Okay, you saw him going to taking time for the pit entry, but then decided no, I will stay out for one lap longer. Hoyer decides to not stay out. Excuse me, to not stay out for a lap longer. Excuse me, as he comes into the pit lane. And will undoubtedly switch to the hard tires. Indeed, Partington into the pit lane as well. Maybe trying to have the undercut on the guys who were in front of him. One of them was obviously Red Squab. Red Squab still has a couple of laps to go though. Partington will go on the hard tire probably. Nope. Oh, he proves me wrong. Medium tire for Partington. Is he going to make another stop then? That will be interesting to see. 16 laps on the medium. Good luck. Godek already catched up to Bologbashi, but I would say to Godek, be careful. Don't do anything stupid at the moment, because I am sure Bologbashi will be putting it in. I'm sure. As I said, pit light on for Bologbashi. Godek having DRS down Hanger Straight. No, he doesn't. Oh, Godek doesn't open up his DRS. Oh, that is interesting. Bologbashi in the pit lane indeed. Godek retakes the lead. Godek probably knew that Bologbashi still had the pit. Decided, you know, I have a 15-second gap. You know, I don't need to take a risk. Don't even have to open up my DRS. Marshuli in third. Second now, obviously on those hard tires. Still needs to go for a little bit longer. Bologbashi on the hard. Klopp in the pit lane. Bologbashi should end up in third place. He does indeed, which is crucial for him. A bit of clean air. Joseph Francesconi was in a battle with Ragusa, Heestebeek and Hoyer. Hoyer obviously on fresh tires. Ooh, big battle. Ragusa having a look on the inside of Ragusa. Or Ragusa having a look on the inside of Francesconi, excuse me. Will be interesting to see what Marshuli can do right now as well in clean air. Well, Bologbashi is out there as well. Obviously Bologbashi will be quick in these laps, but Marshuli will have the medium tire for the final stint here. Ooh, wiggling all over the place does Francesconi, trying to put the power down on the exit of Lovefield. It puts Ragusa right close up to him, and Ragusa will go on the inside for Cup's corner, and Francesconi does the exact same thing, which I think Ragusa did before. Oh, keeping it around the outside there on those tires, you know, worn tires. Ah, respect for that. Francesconi will be pitting this lap though, so he will release Ragusa. Great battle here, four-way battle. It's a shame to see it probably ending with Francesconi going to the pit lane, because Francesconi bunched these guys up nicely, and then he's going to release them right now. Ragusa leading that train, and Hoyer going for an inside move. Heestebeek saw it though, left him room from both of them. So important stint for Bologbashi at the moment. Needs to push at the moment, because he knows that every 10th you gain here is a 10th which will help you in the later part of the race with Marshuli. Still have it go on the medium tire, but he also knows if you push too much, yeah, tires are going off. And you will need those tires, maybe, most likely, towards the end of the stint here. Although, the gap between Marshuli and Jam is 10 seconds at the moment. So Bologbashi does have quite a bit of headroom to play with. Hoyer on the back of Heestebeek. Heestebeek doesn't defend for cops. Hoyer too far back anyway. well, smoke coming from Haystabeek's tires as well, turning into the corner. Usually when you see smoke like that, it could be related to aerodynamic balance. For example, you know, you have more front wing or too much front wing and the rear end just starts to slide, can create some smoke. Same for the anti-roll bar, which can have a big impact on the car's balance, and it also could be the case that the rear tires could start to slide and generate a bit of smoke. So that's where it could come from, if you're wondering. Obviously smoke can mean other things as well. It can mean that your engine up, but doesn't seem to be the case for Haystabeek at the moment. Right, here we go. Hoyer will try it again. Klopp and Partington battling too. That's actually more interesting because Partington is closer to Rens Klopp than the other battle. Partington with an inside pass on Rens Klopp. Rens Klopp having the inside line here. But Partington will have to play it smart right now. Doesn't really go for the uppercut as much as I thought he would. If he did it successfully, he would have been able probably to line his car up, you know, more straight. He get early on the power, but nonetheless he will have the inside line anyway on this corner, and they make a bit of contact and Partington spins off. Partington going for the inside there, touched the curb and it pushed him out wide where Rens Klopp was. And it's, I hope for Rens Klopp that he doesn't have a puncture, although I don't think that is possible at the moment with an rFactor 2, correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't look like it anyway because Rens Klopp keeps on going. So unfortunately for Partington there, it could have been a rather nice battle. Unfortunately for him, touched the curb, pushed him out wide. Once again we see another in that section. Shuley decides he has enough. So 13 laps for Mashuli on the medium tire. Where is Bodobalsi? Bodobalsi coming through Klopp right now. Entering the main straight. Start finish line right now. You hear him flying by. Bit of a battle with Haystabeek still and Hoyer. That didn't calm down. Ooh, and Mashuli coming out behind these guys. Of course, there's traffic for Mashuli. Makes life very hard for him. Bodobalsi still in second though. 16 seconds though behind the leader. But he obviously is doing a good job on this debut. So Ragusa is in third then. He is also on those medium tires, but they are old. Ragusa pitted in lap 18. He's got another stop to do, which will most likely be rather soon. Haystabeek is just no stint. He pitted in lap 12 for the hard tires. Mashuli on the medium tires. A little bit of a buffer in between those guys, so it will take Mashuli some time to catch up. If he's lucky, Ragusa has pitted in the time he catches up to that group, which will mean he has got to pass one car less. The bad news for him is Hoyer and Haystabeek battling, because they are on their final stint and they have DRS on each other, although Haystabeek not on his final stint. Okay, Haystabeek a short stint on the hard tire, goes into the pit lane. When did Hoyer pit then? Of course, a few laps ago. So Hoyer is definitely on his final stint. Ragusa is not. He has his pit light on in fact, so we will see him in soon. Hoyer is on his final stint, which means Mashuli in fact has got only one car to pass if Ragusa will pit this lap. Gap between Bodobalsi and Mashuli is about 8 seconds, which is obviously a lot. But, you know, fresh medium, worn hard, there will be a pace difference, that's for sure. Bodobalsi be relatively the same pace to Mauro Godek. You can trust me, Godek is taking it easy here. He's cruising to the victory, at least trying to. He still has got 12 more laps to go. Does obviously not feel the need to push. While Bodobalsi has got a few cars in his mirrors, which could potentially become a threat if he takes it too easy. So he can't afford to do that, and he definitely doesn't do that. But virtually, you can see the gap between Hoyer and Marshuli coming down quite a bit. Yeah, Marshuli purple middle second time. 4/10 quicker than the rest of the field. That goes purple, fast lap of the race. Well, I said he was cruising. Oh, he doesn't have the need to push. Still sets a purple lap with a 131.8. But obviously, Marshuli beats that with a 131.4. 4/10 quicker than the lead of a hard tire. That's not a lot. Goose in the pit lane though. Medium tire. And will he rejoin? He will rejoin behind Rens Klopp, his championship rival. And behind Francesconi. Alright. Borobassi 32.1. Marshuli 7/10 quicker that lap, but Marshuli will now hit the back of Hoyer. And a big battle here for P9 as well. With Hodes, Easterbeek, Partington, all battling here, and Hodes slows down. I missed something then. Hodes, no, obviously teammates. Hodes slowing down for Mike Partington, their team play from Eventa. Partington moves himself up to P9 then, and Hodes down into P10. Obviously, Hodes is on the hard tire and Partington on the medium. Marshuli on the back of Hoyer. Marshuli though. Nah, Marshuli not too close enough. Also hit the rev limiter, so can't do much more. I'm hearing right now that Easterbeek passed Hodes. And then Hodes let Partington through. Okay, that's the procedure how it went over there. Kodak still lapping quickly though, while Marshuli is stuck behind Hoyer. If he wants to have a chance at that second place, he's gonna have to pass Hoyer as soon as possible. Hoyer is a tough cookie to crack, is what my fellow colleague commentator Christian would say. DRS open though for Marshuli down the straight here. A bit of a gap in between the two. But is Marshuli able to make a pass with the more grippy medium tires? No, he is not. With the ACR car running good and well, nice low downforce, helping him. You can see Hoyer trying to find the grip for the traction zone for Luffield, which is turn 7. This is turn 9, Cops corner. Ooh. Marshuli going a bit wide in the dirty air. Definitely can feel that dirty air, even on those medium tires. Needs to be closer, but obviously he's going to lose a bit of time here. It's a bit of a better line. Hoyer got himself right for the exit of Chapel. And I'm afraid Marshuli is too far back again. He indeed is. And where's Bologh-Bassi? Bologh-Bassi, DNF. Bologh-Bassi is out the final couple laps of the race. And what happened then? It's a disconnect. Yep. That's I think it's a disconnect for Jem Bologh-Bassi, who was second place before on his debut in FSR. And he has an unfortunate, rather unfortunate disconnect from the lobby. I said it in the beginning of the race as well, when he disappeared for a moment. And now the issues have been confirmed with a very unfortunate DNF. And it's a big shame to see for this guy, because he definitely deserved that second place, drove and fought hard for it. Someone who's also trying to fight hard for that second place right now is Marshuli and Hoyer. Hoyer on the inside line for Brooklands. Marshuli extra grip on the outside. Yeah, easy. Easy for Marshuli. Obviously respecting to Hoyer, but Marshuli with those fractured tires, you do need to be realistic as well. They have so much grip. And now it's a shame that Bologh-Bassi disconnected, because it gifts Marshuli this second place. Not like he doesn't deserve it, obviously, but in my opinion, Bologh-Bassi also deserved that second place. But now you are wondering, what if Bologh-Bassi would still be driving there? We may have seen a great battle for the till the end, for the final couple of laps. Bologh-Bassi, however, is our second retirement of the day. And Godek leads 23 seconds out of Marshuli. So I started, well, what was it? 20 laps ago, I think, as well. Maybe a bit less. Maybe about 15. Something weird needs to happen. If go yeah, 5, 6, 7, bit of a battle there, yeah. May battle for place 5, 6 and 7 with Ragusa, but since 15 laps ago as well, something weird needs to happen. If Kodak doesn't win this, Ragusa locking up for turn 3 while having a look on the inside of Francesconi. Needs to position himself now on the exit here. And gets a bit of a wiggle of oversteer on the corner exit. Has DRS though, obviously. He has got the DRS, but is he too far back because of that wiggle? Answer is no. Goes for an inside move. But Francesconi has the line for that corner. Ragusa knows this as well. And luckily those two let each other live and leave room for each other, which is great to see. Riera and Gobbi also battling a little bit. Gobbi having DRS on Riera down Wellington Straight, but seeming to be too far back at the moment. And Heestebeek, I think, is on the back of Ragusa. Certainly is. And they go side by side. This is a brilliant move from Heestebeek if he managing to keep it together. But Heestebeek is smart. Knows it is rather tricky there to go side by side into there. But Ragusa is smart. You know, Heestebeek is definitely close behind him. And has got good downforce as well. Obviously, Ragusa has been compromised himself by the dirty air from Francesconi. But Heestebeek being rather close behind Ragusa on the exit of Kopp's corner, which you don't see every single day because it's such a high corner and you pick up a lot of dirty air. Riera and Gobbi though, side by side coming into Stowe corner. This should be Gobbi's place, and it is. Yes, it is. Gobbi swings it around the outside. Ragusa in front of Francesconi. What did Francesconi do? Well, Francesconi went off. And I think race ending crash for Francesconi, being now without a rear wing. Does he realize though he has the rear wing? That's the question. Rear wing usually means a DNF. Francesconi is going to try to bring it to the pit lane though. But does he realize it? Yeah, he's obviously, he needs to realize it by now. He's going to try to bring it to the pit lane though. Ooh, don't spin here. I'm gonna have a look at that replay soon. Must have been something in Abbey, which is weird though, because it's the first corner flat out. And usually you only spin there when your tires are really Francesconi, really shattered. Francesconi needs to make sure he gets back into the pit lane, but don't get in anyone's way. Right, time for the replay. What did Francesconi do then? It's indeed Abbey. Ooh, completely lost it on the corner entry. That means a rather loose rear end for Francesconi. Having that obviously in Abbey, which is a corner you usually take flat out, it's massive to have a moment like that. Usually the downforce is there because it is such a high-speed corners, but all these drives are obviously running on the absolute maximum setup concerning. They're right on the edge, and maybe in Francesconi's case a bit over the edge. I don't think there was any contact with Ragusa coming into Abbey, so that was probably not the case. It's just a fault from himself on corner entry, and unfortunately lost it. Five more laps to go for Marigodek before he takes his victory. Will be a victory he's very happy with. Spoke to him a little bit before the race. Mentioned that he didn't like the track. Or yeah, I think it was Godek saying that. How can you not like this track? Was my reaction. But hey, not everyone has the same taste, luckily. Otherwise the world would be very boring. But hey, that's a different story. We're racing here. Ragusa in 5th at the moment. Boyer 3rd, Klopp in 4th. Rather impressive drive from Klopp, has to be said, considering the issues he had in the first lap, turn 3, to be more precise. 28 seconds behind Godek. I think that's impressive, considering what happened to him. What's he doing? He's doing... Let's see what Hoyer's doing. Hoyer's doing 32.4 and Klopp is doing 32.0. Half a second quicker per lap is Rens Klopp on Hoyer Gap between them is 3.7 seconds though, which seems a bit too much for 5 more laps to go. Koni still off the track. Did Francesconi not pit? He's still driving without a rear wing. Well, Francesconi, I don't know whether it is smart to keep on driving, to be honest. He parks it up, doesn't he? I think he parks his car, or not. Whoa, Francesconi. It just goes out of the way, well, massively. Decides to have enough right now, parks it in the... What? What the hell? Sorry, I'm a bit confused seeing this. Francesconi just finds, finds himself a place to park his car now. And presses escape right... Not now. But Francesconi, there's no way you are going to stop Francesconi at the moment. Oh, and he touches the barrier there. This is laughable what's happening here. Francesconi, he didn't stop it because he is still driving without both rear wing and front wing. I don't think he has got one either. No. He is entering the sides of the track or something. I have no idea. It is quite hilarious though. I'm gonna give him that. What the hell? Fantastic. This is just... derp. Anyway, that's a bit random. Heestek and Ragusa are battling for 5th place in the final couple of laps of this round. And Michael Francesconi has found the escape button. What an amazing moment. Sorry, but that was really funny if you ask me. Okay, back to racing. Oh my god. Alright, Ragusa and Heestek, as said before, 5th place here with 4 more laps to go. Not 2, 3 more in if you want to be a bit more precise. And Godek still having... Oh. Fascinating pace, if you consider he is on all tires compared to Mashuli and on hard. The gap between is 3/10 a lap. And Godek has all the tires and is on hard. Obviously, Mashuli and Godek, maybe it's not a comparison at the moment, because maybe one is cruising more than the other, who knows? But still, interesting to see that Godek has got reasonable pace on those hard tires in its final stage. Oh, and Timo Varkijärvi goes off! Right as Colby was putting pressure on Timo Varkijärvi, taking different lines through Maggots and Baggots, trying to line himself up for a pass. Timo loses it on the entry of Chapel. It's the curb. Yep, it's the curb. Right. I think, Jaakko, if you could show that in the replay. The thing is, the inside curb there, it got Timo Varkijärvi out. And it doesn't surprise me, obviously not putting Timo down, but it doesn't surprise me it happens today. It won't surprise me if it happens tomorrow either. It could also be tomorrow, who knows. But that curb on the inside of Chapel is so slippery, you don't really want to go over it too much. It's okay to go over it with 2 wheels, but then not go over it too much. You know, the pure inside part of the curb is so slippery, it unsettles the car hugely, which it did for Timo. There's no way you can correct it. Well, there is a way you can correct it, maybe with a little bit of luck, but mainly with a bit of reaction time. Timo Varkijärvi, though, unfortunately for him, couldn't do it there. And again, we're being robbed of a battle at the moment. What's Heestek doing? Heestek is in 2nd behind Ragusa. And lapping quickly, obviously, oh yeah, he has those fresh tires, doesn't he? Let's have a look. Yep. Heestek is on really fresh tires, right. He hasn't got a lot of time to pass. Who knows? Klopp in the distance. Seems to be settled for 4th. Klopp also having good pace, 32.3. A few tenths quicker than our leader at the moment. He made a bit of a mistake, I think, in the last lap in the final sector. But still, Klopp having awesome pace. And we already knew this. It's a big shame for this guy that, you know, he got spun round. Then had a few issues here and there with Chris de Jong. And there may be some words falling there after the race, I'm not sure. That's not up to me though, obviously. For the spectator though, it's a nice battle to see. That was for sure. So Chris de Jong did not give up easily there on those hard tires, but that was all about 35 laps ago. As Vieira retires. Ooh, couple of retirements here coming to the end of the race. What happened to Vieira though? Okay, disconnect. Ooh, either escape or just disconnected. Because with disconnect you would usually see the car glitching out and disappearing. But Riera suddenly was, boom, I'm gone. And, oh, Church is off. Church is off. Here comes Gobby. Oh, careful, we're joining the track. And Gobby takes him indeed. Church is doing the same, which Timo did, question mark. Answer is, nope. He already lost a 4, okay. So a shame for Georges and gaining Gobby a few places there, or giving Gobby giving a few places to Gobby because Georges and Timo made those mistakes. Timo on the entry of Chapel and Georges in Baggett's. Marigold though on his final lap will be rather happy with this win. I can tell you that on the track he doesn't like. Winning by 20 seconds is insane to see. He got challenged here and there maybe in the early part of the race, but then managed to have really good tire wear, especially compared to Ragusa in the first stint, which was decisive in my opinion for this race victory. He had decent pace, and so I think he is the deserved winner. Marigold takes the victory for round 8 of this Ace race at Silverstone, and now the 22nd wait for Marshuli is on. And Marshuli will take that second place, but maybe we should have seen someone else in second place, obviously being Jembo Lugbasi. It's not the way though, and that is what it is like in sim racing, because Marshuli takes home that second place in the Inventa car, with Hoyer coming third with a podium place. We'll be happy with that, I think. Klopp in fourth, after all the issues, still rather impressive. Ragusa fifth, Heesterbeek sixth, but again, Klopp impressing as ever, even though, you know, despite the issues. Could have taken out a bit more maybe in this race. Hoda's in 8th. Partington though has got a bright positive point, because he really had good pace I think during this race. Maybe wasn't always consistent here and there, had some unlucky moments perhaps. Kobe comes home then in 9th and George in 10th to take home that final top 10 spot. Falke Jarvi finishes outside the top 10 in 11th, and Alessio Campos comes home to take home 12th place. So 12 cars who have finished this race. Not a lot at all, to be honest, for an Ace race, but not a lot of drivers were here today. Obviously Daniel Kiss is missing as well. We might see him tomorrow though for WC, maybe he's focusing on that, as he already has a huge lead in the championship. Retirements today, Chris de Jong had a crash. Jembo Lugbasi disconnect, we saw that. Francesconi crash turn 1, Abbey. Riera disconnect or a rage quit, I don't know. Rens Klopp in 4th will be happy because he's ahead of Ragusa only by 8 tenths, but will be extending the gap between himself and Ragusa in the championship. It is important to have that. Obviously, because your kiss is gone pretty much. And Rens then all you can do is get that second place. Godek definitely seems happy with that win then. And why would he not? A strong drive from Godek, for sure. Marshuli as well. Strong drive, despite being in traffic here and there. Probably due to the different strategy as well. But maybe he had to do something different in order to come up to the second place. But still, the disconnect of our debut driver today, Jembo Lugbasi, helped him a bit. And it would have been amazing to see them battling perhaps for the final couple of laps. But That's something we obviously want to see. Make sure he pucks his car up into his grid or his pit, his gap, let's say. And Alessio Campos is the who's still out of track, but he will be going into the pit lane as well, which means that we conclude the 8th round of the A Series from FSR here at the beautiful Silverstone circuit. And we will be heading now into a summer break. And I think the next race is something at mid-August, like say 14th, something like that, 17th, something like that, I think. Which means we'll have a big summer break. But don't worry, because we still have some races tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Pro and WC as always. But Ace will be concluded here for Silverstone, as all these drivers are going to head into the summer break here. Verslop in second place, Kiss obviously leading massively in the championship. Because of all the victories, heading into the summer break with Ragusa then in third. And I think that is pretty much it for me. I'm glad we had Jaakko back, our cameraman Jaakko Mikkonen. A big thank you to for making this all possible with streaming and doing the camera work. And I hope to see you guys next time then. If you are not here tomorrow to watch the stream, then I wish you a fantastic summer and have a great holiday or whatever you are going to do. And then I hope to see you next time in August. Take care and see you next time. Goodbye.